Yo, what's going on, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And today we're continuing the Vishaps and where to find them. And as always, or I guess in just the past few, when we've done these events, we've kind of just been talking about random stuff. One of them I showed you, the Hu Tao Ganyu combo, the Wombo combo, where we just blew up everyone instantly. And then last time we kind of talked about the Abyss Herald. Now today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. Now let's go ahead and claim all of our stuff. But I had a comment specifically about this event, and it was that they can't do... I assume this was a sincere comment. It could be memeing, in which case this isn't going to be a complete waste of time, because it could still be useful for some people. But if they are memeing, then I guess it's not going to help that person. But either way, they said that they couldn't do this event because the Geo Vishaps just one-shot their characters. So I responded to their comment saying that they should ask questions, and maybe we can help get their account on the right track to be able to do this stuff. Because from my experience with watching other people, what do we even put in here? I don't know. Nope. What if we just put Venti? That's pretty good. If we put Jangling and Razor, there we go. From my experience, some people playing this game don't really know what to do with their account. They just kind of do stuff and hope that it works out. They don't really have like a method to the madness as it goes. So I thought that maybe we'd talk about that a little bit, because how the game is designed, this event is going to scale off of your world level, right? So no matter what level you are, it's supposed to be an appropriate difficulty for you. The game is not trying to be unfun for you. It is trying to put everything at appropriate levels to where you will get rewards that are on par with the difficulty of things that you are doing, and those things should pose a moderate difficulty. Could be higher, could be lower, depending on what stage you're at. Now, I also want to say that we're not really in the business of discouraging people just because they don't know what they're doing. Doesn't mean they can't learn what to do, and we want everyone to have fun with the game, right? So I feel like this is a good thing to talk about. Plus, there's plenty of other people who do like account reviews and stuff. So it's kind of similar to that, except we're just going to be doing like basic strategies. Now, first of all, if you're like at a part in the content, I don't even know which one of these I need, I guess this. If you're at a part in the content where things are too difficult for you, you first need to identify what your world level is at. Now I am at, I believe, the maximum world level. I don't know if there's another world level once you get to AR 60, but whatever world level I'm at, I think it's 8, is probably the highest world level. Did we even need Beto? I mean, we need Beto because we need a second person. Oh, we should probably have started the hunt thing. But anyway, we can look at world level real quick, right here. I am at world level 8. The maximum adventure rank is 60 and the maximum world level is 8. So yes, I am at the maximum world level. And as you can see, when I'm doing an event like this, it is a piece of cake. But there are some things that I struggle with. Specifically, I can't perfect Spiral Abyss. I miss like 3 of the rewards or something, so 9 stars worth of rewards, which definitely could be improved on. I know that everyone hates 11-2 though, and that is also one of the banes of my existence, because I always fail at 3-starring that one because it's just difficult, right? Like, who designed that nonsense? You gotta protect the stupid little spire in the middle. But anyways, back to making your account like as strong as possible. You first have to identify what world level you are. So I'm world level 8, and at each like world level or AR rank up, your characters can go to a certain level. So the maximum level that a character can be is 90. So it's important to make sure that your team or the characters you're using are close to that level. You can see I'm still using a few level 80 characters and they do perfectly fine for me. My DPS characters are level 90. So that's one of the first things you really want to look at is, are the characters that you're using to do things near the maximum level that you can get them? They can be like 10 levels below. I think that's reasonable to be 10 levels below whatever the max level you can currently get to. But this also means that you're focusing mainly on those few characters. So if there's a bunch of other characters that you're just leveling but not really using, that doesn't really help you. And you can see that my account is a pretty good example of not doing that. Oh, I ran out of stamina. Because I have not leveled very many characters, except I have a lot of them at like 20, which doesn't really require very many resources. So I think if you want to level some characters to 20 just to get those free Acquaint Fates, that's not an issue. But if you go much higher than that, then you start to use more resources than you probably should be. So make sure that the characters that you're using are at a reasonable level to be doing the content. If you're getting one shot, then you could have a few problems depending on how far you actually are in the game. And I'm not seeing any of these rocks quite yet, but I suppose we'll find them. We just gotta get rid of all the enemies first. Wait, event complete? What event? Oh, there was like a random quest, mini quest. So yeah, once you have that figured out, that is definitely going to increase the tankiness of all your characters, because just your health, your defense, your attack is all going to go up. So you're going to be more difficult to kill. Now, other things that are important is weapon level, because that's kind of like your base damage. So you want to make sure that your weapon level is at or close to the highest level that it can get to, much like character level. Just dodge all this stuff. What can we do here? If we could get one more and then do this. Oh, I didn't quite kill him. Lame. We killed that one guy before he even got his stuff off. So yeah, weapon level, another important one to get up, just so your damage is there. But if you're getting one shot, then damage doesn't appear to be your issue. Or maybe it is. Maybe the fight is taking too long, so you need more damage, because it's just drawing on and on and on, and eventually you're gonna make a mistake and get hit, and then you will die. So assuming you've done both of those things, there's two more things that we can look at, are your artifacts. If you're not at a level where you can farm 5-star artifacts yet, then you're kind of just like equipping random sets and stuff, which is fine, but make sure you level up the artifacts a little bit, because even if you're not going to use those artifacts in the future, you can throw them into your later artifacts and get a large portion of the XP you've put into them back. So it's not that wasteful. I would level your artifacts just to get a lot of your base stats up, because if we look at like this feather's giving me probably 1,000 or more HP, which is just a tanky stat, right? So that's helping me not get one shot, and then I'm getting a whole bunch of other stats from the feather as well. So just having like leveled artifacts is going to be really helpful. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is team comp. Now, you can see my team comp. I have like a very set strategy, which is I use dual geo characters, and I like to shield my main DPS to prevent them from taking damage. Now, the reason I go dual geo characters is because geo resonance is going to increase the damage of any shielded character, right? So we'll go ahead and take a look at this. While you're building your party, you can always click up here to see your elemental resonance. You can see Geo got buffed. So now your shield strength is stronger, which I believe it did before. But additionally, characters protected by a shield will have the following special characteristics. Damage dealt increases by 15%. That's just a flat 15% damage up. So anytime someone is shielded, I'm doing 15% more damage. So that's why I go double Geo with the ability to create shields. And then enemies have their Geo resistance decreased by 20%. I don't really care about that part because I'm not really using my Geo characters for damage. I'm using like Hu Tao and Ganyu for damage. And they're going to be shielded by Zhongli while they're doing their damage, or they'll be shielded by Noelle while they're doing their damage, or we'll get a crystallize effect from this pillar striking people. Like you can see above here, there's a little crystallized shield. That also counts for me dealing more damage. So team comp is going to be really important. You want to make sure that you have like a balanced team comp. Like if I have a DPS character here, I need people who can support my DPS character, and shields are really good for that. If you're still early in the game, you might think that everything requires a healer, which is not really the case. What you want is the ability to effectively support your DPS characters, to either make them instantly kill something or make it so they will not die. Now, there's multiple ways to not die. One of them is prevent all the damage that you're taking with stuff like shields. And Zhongli's shield is so strong, and given all the extra boosts I've built onto his shield because of his set, where he's getting 35% extra shield strength, the shield strength that I actually have on Zhongli is 50% extra shield strength. So not only is Zhongli's shield already really good, and it stacks off of his HP, which I have built pretty high, but I'm also building an extra 50% shield strength between Geo Resonance and the artifacts that he has equipped. So that's kind of my strategy, is to prevent damage on my DPS characters with shields. Shields can be a lot more valuable than healing. Even though I have Noelle here to heal, she doesn't come out that often to heal. She mainly is just shielding people and creating Geo Resonance, and her passive is really good. When someone gets below 30% HP, they automatically get one of her shields, which is really nice for someone like Hu Tao, who's dealing damage to herself, because it means, like say I pop my skill right now, it should activate Noelle's shield. And there you can see I have Noelle's shield. So for the next 20 seconds I'll have this shield unless it breaks, which it's not the strongest shield in the world. It's not as strong as Zhongli's, so it will probably break. But there is that. I've created a team synergy that works together to make sure that Hu Tao and Ganyu can do their jobs effectively. I have a healer, but I don't need to heal too often. But it's important to kind of balance your team and make sure that your DPS can actually do their job. So if you have all their stats there, then you want to make sure that your supporting characters are working well with your DPS. Like here we have an example of Ganyu supporting Hu Tao. So I instantly apply cryo to everybody, and now everyone is going to get melted when Hu Tao hits them, right? So they're going to die very quickly because the melt proc is really strong, especially from pyro characters. If you do the melt proc in the opposite order, it's going to be a little bit weaker. But that's kind of what I wanted to say this time. Maybe it'll help a little bit. I would try and value shields stronger. If you have any shield characters, maybe look at building them if you are struggling and your DPS are getting one shot, because you can't heal a character that gets one shot, right? You can only prevent damage on a character that's getting one shot to make sure they don't get one shot. So examples of shielders, if you have Zhongli, this one's probably going to be less popular, but he's an amazing shielder. Noelle can shield for you. Not Beidou. I mean, Beidou can kind of shield for you, but I think she needs a constellation to actually be able to do that. So I wouldn't really look at that one. Xinyan is a 4-star that you can get to shield for you. And Diona is a healer slash shielder. So you can use her to shield, and if you get low, then you can use her to heal. So she's kind of like the same character as Noelle in a way, where she does both jobs. So whichever one you need. But in my opinion, it's better than just a pure healer. And I think the only character that's really just a pure healer in the game is Chi-Chi. So Chi-Chi kind of tends to be one of the worst characters because the only thing she can do is heal. She can't prevent damage or do anything else, essentially. She doesn't really do a lot of damage. So I would look at that if you are struggling with things. Build a team comp. Also in the next patch, it's important to note that there will be the option to lower your world level by 1. So if you are genuinely stuck and can't seem to do anything, because the world is just too difficult, you will be able to lower the world level by 1, which will also lower your rewards, but it'll maybe give you a chance to catch up to the strength that you're supposed to be. Also, a reason that I think my account has more potential than I necessarily give it credit for is if you're behind or have made some mistakes, if you've been accruing these fragile resin here, then you can easily fix that really quickly with like a day or like the correct day of grinding, where you grind the right stuff like artifacts or character level or talent books, whatever you need to make your character stronger. Popping a bunch of fragile resins in a day can definitely help you catch up in that aspect. And you can see that I haven't really used, I've used like maybe 2 or 3 of my fragile resins. But yeah, you want to make sure that your talents and stuff are strong, so your DPS is doing their damage, and then your support talents, like the ones that you're actually using, like Zhongli's shield here, I just make his shield stronger by leveling up this talent, so I want that one leveled up. I want Noelle's breastplate leveled up because that's her shield, and then I want my DPS characters' DPS skills leveled up. So in this case, Ganyu's elemental skill isn't really for DPS, so that one's kind of on the back burner because her elemental burst and her auto attack are her main damage dealers and her main support skills. While this one, it'll still do its job at a lower level essentially. It just gets slightly better as I level it up. It'll deal a little bit more damage and it'll have a little bit more health. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say today. Make sure that if people start asking questions, I'll try and answer them, but maybe other people can help answer them as well, because obviously I don't use every character in the game, so I don't know them all that well. But we can work together to make sure that everyone has a good time. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.